Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our series Learning Buddhism, Understanding Correctly, Practicing Correctly, based on the teachings of Gautama Buddha. Lesson 11, Letting Go, Not Giving Up, but Not Clinging. In Lesson 10, we explored the teaching of non-self. Through careful observation, we discovered that what we usually call I is actually made up of changing thoughts, emotions, bodily sensations, and experiences. Joy comes and goes. Sadness comes and goes. Thoughts arise and disappear. The body itself is constantly changing. Nothing remains exactly the same. As mindfulness grows, we begin to realize that these changing experiences are not a permanent self. This understanding naturally makes the mind feel lighter. And from here, an important question arises. If these thoughts and emotions are not truly me, do we really need to keep holding on to them? This question leads us directly to today's lesson, letting go. This is one of the most important teachings in Buddhism, but it is also one of the most misunderstood. Many people think letting go means giving everything up. Some believe it means abandoning family, work, or possessions. Others imagine that it means becoming emotionally cold or withdrawing from life altogether. But this is not what the Buddha taught. Letting go is not giving up. Letting go means not clinging. These are two very different things. Giving up means walking away from something. Letting go means changing the way we relate to it. We can still work hard. We can still love our family. We can still care deeply for other people. We can still pursue meaningful goals. The difference is that we no longer hold on so tightly. Instead of clinging, we begin to live with a lighter heart. For example, you may deeply love your child. There is nothing wrong with that. But if you insist that your child must always meet your expectations, must always succeed, or must always follow your wishes, suffering naturally arises whenever reality turns out differently. Love itself does not create suffering. Clinging does. The same principle applies to our work. We should certainly do our best, but if we believe that we absolutely must succeed, must always receive praise, or must never fail, then every setback becomes a heavy burden. Doing our best is wise. Clinging to the results creates suffering. Throughout our daily lives, we usually respond in two habitual ways. When something pleasant appears, we want to keep it. When something unpleasant appears, we want to push it away. A compliment comes, and we want more. A happy moment arrives, and we wish it would never end. Success comes, and we fear losing it. On the other hand, when criticism appears, we immediately want it to disappear. When pain arises, we resist it. When disappointment comes, we wish reality were different. This constant grasping and resisting keeps the mind tense and restless. Letting go is different. When happiness appears, we simply know happiness is here. When sadness appears, we know sadness is here. When anger appears, we know anger is arising. We do not deny these experiences. We do not suppress them. We do not chase after them. We simply recognize them as they are. Then, as they naturally change and pass away, we recognize that as well. This is letting go. Letting go does not make emotions disappear. It simply prevents us from becoming trapped inside them. Imagine holding a bottle of water in your hand. If you hold it for a few minutes, there is no problem. But if you grip it tightly for many hours, your hand and arm will become tired. The bottle itself has not become heavier. You are suffering because you are holding it too tightly for too long. Life is very much the same. Money itself does not cause suffering. Relationships themselves do not cause suffering. Success itself does not cause suffering. What creates suffering is our attachment to them. The tighter we cling, the greater our fear of losing them, and where there is fear of loss, peace becomes difficult. Letting go is like relaxing your grip. The bottle is still there. Life continues exactly as before, but now there is no unnecessary tension. There is one very important point we should understand. Letting go is not something we force ourselves to do. This may sound surprising. If we keep saying, "I must let go, I must stop being angry, I must stop feeling sad, I must get rid of these thoughts," then we are still clinging. Now we are clinging to the idea of letting go. The tension remains. So when does genuine letting go happen? It happens naturally when wisdom arises. When we clearly see that emotions are temporary, thoughts are temporary, pleasure is temporary, pain is temporary, youth is temporary, health is temporary. Everything is constantly changing. When this truth is seen directly through our own experience, the mind naturally relaxes. There is no need to force anything. Imagine accidentally picking up a piece of burning charcoal. The moment you realize it is burning your hand, you immediately release it. Nobody needs to tell you to let go. Clear seeing naturally leads to release. This is why the Buddha emphasized wisdom and mindful observation rather than force or suppression. So, with that understanding in mind, let us now move on to a simple practice that you can begin using today in your daily life.
Hello everyone. Today, let us practice letting go in a simple way. Whenever an emotion appears, pause for a moment. Simply recognize it. You might silently say, anger is arising, sadness is arising, joy is arising. There is worry. There is no need to analyze it. There is no need to fight it. There is no need to hold on to it. Simply allow it to be present. Then quietly observe what happens. If you do not keep feeding it with more thoughts, you may notice that every emotion gradually changes on its own. You may also gently remind yourself, there is no need to hold on. There is no need to push away. Or simply, neither grasping nor resisting. These are not magical phrases. They are only gentle reminders to return to mindful observation. If you forget to practice, that is perfectly normal. Whenever you remember, simply begin again. Do not blame yourself. Do not become discouraged. Even forgetting is simply another passing experience. Each time you return to awareness, mindfulness grows a little stronger. With patient practice, you may begin to notice something remarkable. The world around you remains much the same. People still praise you. People still criticize you. Success still comes. Failure still comes. Pleasant experiences arise. Unpleasant experiences arise. Yet you are no longer carried away by every passing event. This is one of the early signs that genuine letting go is beginning to develop. To summarize, letting go does not mean giving up on life. It does not mean becoming indifferent or emotionally detached. It simply means no longer clinging tightly to experiences that are constantly changing. As we clearly see the truth of impermanence, letting go happens naturally. And as clinging becomes weaker, suffering gradually becomes lighter as well. That is all for today's lesson. Thank you for taking the time to learn and practice the Buddhist teachings. We look forward to seeing you again in Lesson 12.